Hello everyone! And as the fourth part of episode 77 is really soon to come out, I'd like to discuss something that's definitely going to be present in it, and we all are waiting for it to appear. And of course, I'm talking about the upgraded Speakermen soldiers and their Armada, and I bet that Titan Speakerman will also be the one to lead this Armada into the battle. So what kind of upgrades will Speakermen get? And how exactly will Titan Speakermen be improved? And also, what kind of technological revolution the whole Speakermen's race went through, and why you should simply be amazed by it. So if you are curious to know all the answers to these questions, then get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I saved the most interesting fact for later. And be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, because I am making a lot of interesting Skibidi toilet content to keep you guys in tune in the moments when we are waiting for the next episode to get released. Okay, so if you are subscribed now, let's continue. And if we want to guess what kind of upgrades will the Speakermen's race get in the next part of the episode, then we should take a look at how they were getting better throughout the whole series in general. Because I feel like a lot of Skibidi fans underestimate the Speakermen's race in particular a lot, which is a bit unfair in my opinion, because this race also has some of the unique strength that other races in the Alliance do not in fact possess. So now let me quickly tell you what kind of evolution the whole Speakermen's race went through, because this is pretty important. So the first Speakermen debuted in episode 24 alongside cameramen as reinforcements against the Skibidi toilets, and both the gray-suited Speakerman and the dark Speakerman would later become one of the central agents of the Alliance too. And basically, it was the Speakermen exactly that pushed the formation of the Alliance, which is a coalition consisting of several races to confront the Skibidi virus. And at this stage, Speakermen brought new technologies, weaponry, and also a pretty damn good soundtrack that shaped the whole series' atmosphere. Their lighthearted nature, goofy dance scenes, and playful interactions with cameramen added a lot of humor, and they quickly began the comedic geniuses of the series to the fans. Titan Speakerman appeared in episode 26, and he was both a badass character but also a pretty powerful Titan alongside with Titan Cameraman. However, the Alliance faced a significant setback in episode 32 when he became infected with the Skibidi scientist's parasite. This marked a turning point for their race as they lost not only their Titan, but also their morale. So while Titan Speakerman fought against his former allies under the control of the Skibidi scientist, the Speakermen struggled to regain their footing, so they became more cautious and less prominent in battles. And that's when the Speakermen's race started playing a supportive role, while cameramen and later TV men entered the main stage instead. Plus, when we saw Titan TV Man for the first time, we realized that an even more badass race emerged while the Speakermen still stayed in the shadows. But then, as Titan Speakerman got finally saved from the influence of the Skibidi parasite, the other members of his race finally showed up on the streets and started participating in the Alliance's operations again, as their Titans' return brought back their vigor and confidence. And the things got even better when Speakerwoman also appeared, not to mention the Dark Speakerman, as they both became some of the strongest elite agents in the whole Alliance, basically with their melee combat. And his serious demeanor also contrasted with the usual playful nature of the Speakermen, which made him pretty unique. After episode 66, most Speakermen began wearing protective earphones, and after that they switched to the more upgraded equipment overall, just as cameramen. But despite these developments, the Speakermen still did not receive as many upgrades as cameramen, who consistently gained new attire and weaponry such as rifles, shotguns, jetpacks, and body armor. And while cameramen frequently took the lead in battles, the Speakermen still often remained in supporting roles, providing backup with their sound-based abilities and melee skills. So the race's function seemed more oriented toward assisting cameramen and TV men rather than leading their own direct assaults. Even Titan Speakerman, who had a significant role in earlier episodes, was one of the few Titans who did not receive upgrades until episode 69, when he absorbed the power from Titan TV Man's core. However, by episode 70, the series began to incorporate more upgrades for everyone, including Speakermen. So they could be seen equipped with armor similar to that of cameramen, though their weaponry still remained limited with the exception of Speakerwoman. And the Speakermen's numbers in battles were also fewer compared to cameramen, but we saw the enhanced Speakerman appearing in a secret scene in the Season 23 compilation, which means that more powerful and iconic soldiers could soon emerge from their race. And now, when we know that the whole Speakermen's Armada is coming by the fourth part of episode 77, to assist Titan TV Man against the elite AstroToilets, it is no doubt that some heavy upgrades are coming with them. So now I'll tell you everything that I think about the upcoming Speakermen 3.0, and boy, this is going to be crazy. So I told you how the Speakermen's race has shown gradual technological and tactical advancements throughout the whole series. But there is potential for even more significant improvements that will enhance their effectiveness in battle and diversify their roles within the Alliance. Because before the Armada hints coming from Boom, he also told us a few months ago that we might finally see the Speakermen's base and even their laboratory as well, which means that they have their own scientists and projects to work on. But apparently we'll see their upgraded generation first, and then the inners of their base. Okay, so what exactly can we see about their upgrades when the fourth part of the episode finally comes out? Well, first of all, I expect to see some crazy jump about their technological development and enhancement of their armor and weaponry in general. So the Speakermen have traditionally been equipped with basic melee weapons such as knives, bats, and katanas, their sound wave emitters, and pretty limited armor. Plus, they weren't usually in the front rows on the battlefields as they were simply not that huge in numbers. So in order to stay competent and valuable in the increasingly dangerous battles, upgrading their armor and weapons should be a #1 priority. So I believe that we will see the advanced protective gear of the Speakermen when their Armada shows up, as they could benefit from the more advanced armor that includes built-in energy shields, for example, that cameramen also use already. These shields could the mid-air attacks and projectiles from AstroToilets, providing an additional layer of protection for Speakermen. Plus, they could now use more lightweight yet durable materials, because Speakermen are melee fighters, but also agile ones, as that is the main strength of their race. So it could allow them to maintain agility while significantly boosting defense, which would make them even more powerful in combat. And what I also expect to see is the modulation of their weapon systems. So rather than limiting Speakermen to a small number of melee weapons and basic sound wave emitters, a modular weapon system could be introduced. So this could allow them to switch between different modes, such as energy blades, sonic blasters, and projectile-based weapons, depending on the situation. For example, a retractable arm-mounted blade could be paired with a sonic blaster that emits shockwaves, making the Speakermen more versatile in combat, which also would be absolutely necessary against such opponents as AstroToilets. And speaking of their sound wave emitters, I also believe that they could have upgraded this aspect as well. As their core abilities revolve around the use of sound waves, upgrading this technology could benefit them a lot. So they would now use variable sound waves instead of just one type that could be used defensively to cancel out incoming enemies' sonic attacks. And they also could have used the sonic disruption grenades or other types of sound wave gadgets. These devices would release a huge blast of sound waves upon detonation, stunning enemies and temporarily disabling their own systems. This would be especially useful for neutralizing large groups of AstroToilets and disrupting their formations. Plus, I already told you that one of the main strengths of the Speakermen are their agility and mobility, so they could develop it too. They could start using the advanced jetpacks with better fuel efficiency and control, as it would allow Speakermen to perform longer and more precise maneuvers. And they could also use some sort of mobility suits equipped with the enhancements that could boost their speed and strength, making them more formidable in close combat and enabling them to cover distances quickly. And the Speakermen are already using the similar exosuits, but in Monster Up's zombie multiverse only right now. And in terms of the new machines or technological stuff, they could also start using automatic drones, for example. So the Speakermen could be equipped with remote controllers to operate the battle drones from the distance that provide additional reconnaissance capabilities, deliver supplies, or even perform offensive strikes. These drones could operate independently or be directed by the Speakerman in control, which is something that Plunger Camerawoman is already using. And speaking of Titan Speakerman, I also expect to see some major upgrades on his part. So not only I expect him to become more durable and his armor more complex, but I also want to see more types of cannons and melee weapons in his possession. For example, Titan Speakerman from Verlance's multiverse is using some absolutely badass scythe weapons, so why wouldn't the Titan from Boom's series have something similar? And now I'd also like to suggest one more improvement that the next generation of Speakermen might bring, and it's their formation and hierarchy. Usually we saw only the regular Speakermen, a couple of their elite agents, the Titan, and the machines they operate. But what if by the fourth part we'll see more complex roles in their race? And I'm not just talking about their scientists. What if we'll see medic speakermen too equipped with some healing technologies, such as sonic-based regenerative devices? And they could also carry anti-parasitic technology as well in order to cleanse the infected comrades, in case that the parasites are still somewhere out there. Plus, we could finally see not melee-based fighters, but sniper speakermen, aka the long-range specialists, to target enemies from a distance. They could use some sort of a high-powered sonic rifle or focused sonic beams to disable or eliminate ISOTOILETs mid-air. And what about speakermen tankers as well? To provide more brute force, the heavy-armored speakermen could be introduced while wielding a large soundwave-powered hammer or cannon. They could act like a frontline tank, absorbing damage and distracting the large portion of Astros. These new types of speakermen could make their race much more diverse and interesting, in my opinion. And what we could also see is the strategic advancements after the next generation of speakermen as well, and their role inside of the Alliance in general. There could be more tacticians or battlefield who would help their comrades to operate in battles and make their victories more plausible. Some speakermen could use the advanced soundwave communication and issue commands, relay tactical information, and coordinate complex maneuvers in real time, which would make them invaluable for orchestrating large-scale attacks or retreats. Plus, some speakermen could be specialized for stealth and reconnaissance missions. For example, using soundwave cloaking technology, they could dampen noises made by their movements and become nearly undetectable to enemies, at least for some period of time, which could allow them to infiltrate the ISOTOILET's bases, gather intelligence, or disable critical infrastructure. And what do you guys think about my suggestions? And do you have some of your own, maybe? If so, be sure to share with them in the comment section under this video. So in the end, I can say that upgrading the speakermen's race in these ways could significantly increase their effectiveness as a fighting force within the Alliance. By enhancing their armor, weaponry, and soundwave technology, introducing specialized role and improving mobility, the speakermen could easily become not only reliable support units, but also formidable warriors on their own in the war against the Astro faction. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below about how excited you are to see the next episode, and be sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos, and also to my Discord where you can contact me directly and get lots of info for my subscribers only. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!